and welcome to the Saturday, December 6th edition of 284 News. I am Jaco Whitting Donovan, bringing you our top stories from this week. Thank you so much for joining us. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force is advising motorists that the Road Traffic Act 2025 is now in force, bringing higher fines and new offenses aimed at improving road safety and modernizing traffic enforcement across the territory.
The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force, RVIPF, is advising the public that the Road Traffic Amendment Act 2025 is now officially in effect across the territory. The updated legislation was passed by the House of Assembly and assented to on October 2nd, 2025. According to the RVIPF, the amendments introduce a range of new offenses and increased penalties aimed at improving road safety, modernizing enforcement, and encouraging responsible driving. Among the new summary offenses are fines of up to $1,500 for overtaking on corners or at intersections, and up to $750 or a maximum of 6 months imprisonment for failing to remain stationary when required by a police officer. Several existing fixed penalties have also risen sharply. The fine for riding a motorcycle without a helmet has increased from $100 to $750, while driving an uninsured vehicle now carries a $300 penalty. Motorists who fail to stop at a red light may now be fined $500. Vehicles producing excessive noise, defined as above 75 decibels, can result in a $1,000 penalty. Owners and drivers of vehicles with window tints or screening devices exceeding legal limits without a permit will face a $150 charge per glass. Revised parking penalties have also been standardized at $225 under the updated Schedule 1 of the Act. The RVIPF says internal efforts are underway to update ticket books and ensure officers can enforce the new penalties immediately. Temporary Interim Acting Commissioner of Police Richard ULLGER noted that the amendments represent an important step toward improving road safety and strengthening traffic management across the territory. He said the police force remains committed to enforcing the act consistently and transparently. The public is encouraged to review the updated legislation, which will be available through official government channels as part of a broader public awareness effort.
While in his first public message as Interim Acting Commissioner of Police, Richard ULLGER has outlined new developments in two high-profile cases. That is, the Tortola Pier Park robbery that took place earlier this week and the ongoing search for two escaped prisoners. More in this report.
Interim Acting Commissioner of Police Richard ULLGER has delivered his first public message since assuming the role, addressing several recent crime developments across the territory and urging residents to remain vigilant and cooperative. On Thursday, ULLGER confirmed that officers continue to investigate the recent robbery reported at the Tortola Pier Park. He noted that detectives are actively reviewing evidence.
Investigating officers have since arrested 4 individuals, and our investigations are actively pursuing a number of important leads. I also want to reassure the public that your safety remains our highest priority. We have increased patrols at the Pier Park and throughout the wider Roadtown district to help reassure the public's concerns and provide a visible security presence. We are committed to ensuring that those responsible are held accountable, and we thank the community for the information and support received so far.
He noted that the work of the police has evolved. However, he affirmed that the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force stands ready to do its part. On the other hand, he urged businesses in the vicinity of the robbery to implement additional security measures.
Policing in the 21st century has changed significantly. Much of what we do today is unseen, unnoticed, and at times underappreciated. Our teams are tackling serious and organized crime, including financial crime, cybercrime, and the growing numbers of reports involving domestic abuse and child sexual exploitation. These are crimes that harm individuals, families, and communities in very real ways. Every investigation now carries a digital footprint. Our officers and staff are working tirelessly seizing and retrieving electronic devices, analyzing CCTV, body-worn footage, and much more to ensure that justice is served and that offenders are held to account.
ULLGER also provided an update on law enforcement efforts to locate the 2 individuals who recently escaped from His Majesty's prison, calling it an urgent priority. Members of the public with information relating to the robbery, the prison escapees, or any other criminal activity are encouraged to contact the police immediately at 3689-339-311 or Crime Stoppers at 800-477-TIPS. Those calling from overseas may reach Crime Stoppers at 284-800-8477.
In other news, the BVI Airports Authority says it is exploring alternative airlift options after Caribbean Airlines announced that it will end service to the British Virgin Islands, a move that officials say heightens existing challenges with regional connectivity and limited aircraft availability.
Faced with the axing of the BVI route by Caribbean Airlines, the BVI Airports Authority has announced its intention to seek out other options. The BVI Airports Authority said Caribbean Airlines has advised through a media release that this decision forms part of its broader network restructuring strategy, which includes ongoing assessments of route performance and prevailing economic conditions across its regional operations. The airline has further indicated that all customers with confirmed bookings on the affected routes will receive full refunds. The BVI Airports Authority, in the statement, alluded to the reduced capacity on the EIS San Juan route, which has been a high priority for all relevant parties, and says it has been working collaboratively with stakeholders to identify viable airlift solutions. However, the authority announced that various options are under consideration, as it acknowledges that a major challenge remains the limited aircraft availability among existing regional carriers, coupled with regulatory hurdles affecting potential new entrants. The BVI Airports Authority said they are also critically assessing the impact of the withdrawal of Caribbean Airlines on connectivity to the Southern Caribbean. The BVI Airports Authority, in coordination with other local authorities, says they remain actively engaged with all airline partners to safeguard access and connectivity for the traveling public. The authority has sought to reassure the public that, in collaboration with the Airlift Committee of the BVE Tourist Board, continuously reviews and evaluates airlift capacity to align with national needs and regional demand. It said this commitment will continue to guide their approach as they work towards sustainable, long-term solutions that support the mobility of residents, visitors, and the broader economy.
And with that, we take a quick word from our sponsors. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service. Alright, do enjoy the rest of it then. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, son.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut front of people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man forget you.
How may I assist you?
Yes.
You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Just give me my service.
Yeah.
Just give me my service.
Just give me my service.
Make the switch to CCT and get connected today. Unlimited talk, text, and data. Visit any CCT store or call us at 444-4444. CCT, Life Unlimited.
Start the year off with more. More speed, more downloading, more savings, and more fire. CCT Fire Fiber Internet gives you the speed you need to keep the whole family connected.
Packages starting at $119 with speeds from 300 megabytes per second.
Super fast, unlimited downloads, even more reliable connectivity, plus free live streaming TV for the family to enjoy. Sign up for the absolute best fiber internet service in the BVI CCT Fire and pay no installation fee. Plus, get CCT Live TV for free. You deserve more. Get more with CCT. Life Unlimited.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. A sound commitment from Premier and Minister for Finance, Dr. Natalia Wheatley, and his government has been made to bolster the territory's diplomatic efforts. In his 2026 budget address, Premier Wheatley stated that in the new year, they will continue to build the diplomatic network to ensure that the Virgin Islands' voice is heard where its interests are being discussed. Dr. Wheatley emphasized that Dr. Wheatley emphasized that through their diplomatic service structure, they will continue to develop networks within international institutions and continue to constructively engage with territories and other international partners to the territory's mutual benefit.
My government will prioritize the adoption and implementation of a national diplomatic service framework to coordinate and safeguard the Virgin Islands' interests abroad more effectively. Efforts will be focused on expanding and deepening strategic relationships with regional and international stakeholders. These initiatives will directly support the objective of strengthening foreign relations and build upon the foundational work undertaken in 2025. Mr. Speaker, the initiatives and priorities I have shared are detailed in a document called the Medium-Term Development Strategy. Implementation of the strategy is monitored at a mid-year review where ministers, permanent secretaries, and heads of departments convene to assess the progress towards meeting the objectives and make any necessary adjustments to ensure that goals are met. This process holds everyone accountable to each other and has proven to be a valuable tool to drive effective implementation. The mid-year review is also used to initiate the planning process for the upcoming year, which ensures continuity of plans from year to year.
Meanwhile, the United Kingdom has reaffirmed its commitment to defending the sovereignty and security of the British Virgin Islands and other overseas territories. That's according to a joint ministerial council communique that also emphasized self-determination, maritime security, and coordinated efforts to address rising crime and migration challenges.
The United Kingdom has reaffirmed its commitment to defending its sovereignty over the British Virgin Islands and its other territories against external threats. This was confirmed in a joint communique following the Joint Ministerial Council (JMC) meetings in the UK. According to the communique, the UK and overseas territories recognize that threats to the overseas territories are deemed to be a threat to the UK. It said due to the island geography of most overseas territories, maritime security is critical to economic stability, overall security, and the protection of the marine environment, and the UK government said it remains committed to providing support within the maritime domain of the overseas territories. The communique said further that the principle of equal rights and self-determination of peoples, as enshrined in the UN Charter, applies to the peoples of the British overseas territories. The UK and overseas territories have reaffirmed the importance of respecting and promoting the right of self-determination for the peoples of the territories, which is a collective responsibility of all parts of the UK government. The document says they will continue to explore ways in which the overseas territories can maintain international support in countering hostile sovereignty claims. For those territories with permanent populations who wish it, the UK will continue to support requests for the removal of the territory from the United Nations list of non-self-governing territories. the UK says it will continue to support those territories who wish to attend the Special Committee on Decolonization, C24, and UN Fourth Committee meetings. The UK has pledged to work decisively with all territories affected by rising crime to uphold their responsibility to protect their people and to strengthen security and justice across the UK family. The UK also said they underlined that such a serious challenge can only be addressed sustainably by holistic and multi-agency solutions. Through coordination, defense, and operational support and reform across the security and criminal justice sectors, through regional cooperation and action which also addresses core societal problems and includes appropriate safeguarding measures. And the UK has committed to working in partnership with the overseas territories to support the capability and capacity required for affected territories to tackle complex challenges from irregular migration, including from those seeking asylum. Building on the successes of the Regional Asylum Training Program, currently delivered by the Home Office, and ensuring the stability of the overseas territories.
And with that, we take a quick break, but stay with us because there is more when we return.
My name is Henry Bosch. I work for PPG. I'm here to explain to you the use of the Deltron NXT paint line and Enviro-based high performance, one being solvent-borne and the next being waterborne. The difference is that one is totally manufactured with rosins and thinners and all the good stuff that solvents bring versus our new technology, which is waterborne, which is 100% latex. What we're gonna do is that we reduce the solvent-borne with a DT885, which is a mid-temp reducer, and the waterborne uses T494, which is a waterborne reducer. We will today be using either DCU 2042, which is a speed clear, or we will be using DCU 2021, which is a classic. We have here our equipment. We have 8-ounce measuring cups, and we also have our 32-ounce mixing cup. We will also have with us our Venturi. This is a blower for us to dry the waterborne paint, which speeds up the process. The good thing about waterborne paint is that as soon as it evaporates, you're good to go. So now Gilligan will dilute the waterborne paint with the waterborne reducer. We made 8 ounces, that would be 1.6 ounce. It always has to be properly mixed until we get an even mixture within the paint mixing cup. So when we spray, we don't see uneven coats of color. So right now we're filling our paint gun with 8 ounces of diluted paint. We're gonna see how far 8 ounces will take us. Waterborne paint seems to look blotchy on your first coat. Don't pay no mind to that. Don't try to achieve full coverage on your first spray. Excellent. Let it dry. So the process in waterborne is 2 even coats, and then we have what we call a dust coat. Well, now we're gonna have Mr. Brown apply the first coat of clear on his waterborne panel. We'll let it flash off, and then he'll come back and coat it with his second coat to finish it off. As you had seen in the previous shots, we had a little blotchiness, and you'll see some patches. That's all due on purpose to sandpaper to prove that with Enviro-based high performance, all technicians, the body work has to end at 800 grit or plus. Well, Enviro-based is like we're trying to shift everyone into that slowly but surely. The entire west coast of the United States and all of Canada has already been on waterborne for the past 10 years. And now soon it'll be the eastern seaboard, which covers the Caribbean. So when that happens, we'll all be affected. So it's best to start now, start trying and applying waterborne, because eventually everyone will be on it. And referring to technicians, it's less harmful because it doesn't have all the toxic chemicals that solvent-borne paints do.
Father Jesus, that line you long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of it then. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, Sonny.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut front of people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man, forget you.
How may I assist you?
Yes.
You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Just give me my service. Yeah. Just give me my service.
Just give me my service.
Make the switch to CCT and get connected today. Unlimited talk, text, and data. Visit any CCT store or call us at 444-4444. CCT, Life Unlimited.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. With the British Virgin Islands situated in a prime hurricane region like many other Eastern Caribbean states, disaster preparedness through necessary funding is a must. That's discussed in this report. The Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, the regional body dedicated to economic integration and good governance, recently hosted discussions that brought forward renewed attention to climate resilience across its 11 member states. Representing the British Virgin Islands at the event was Dr. Kedrick Pickering, who delivered key remarks on the territory's climate financing mechanisms and urgent needs in the face of worsening environmental threats. Dr. Pickering outlined the role of the British Virgin Islands Climate Change Trust Fund, explaining how it is structured, how it is financed, and how it supports ongoing adaptation and resilience projects throughout the territory.
We not only got beyond ourselves because of our deep-seated commitment to our environment and the establishment of our climate change legislation and then the trust fund, we decided to take the initiative to capitalize that fund ourselves so that every visitor to the British Virgin Islands has to pay a $10 levy when you enter the country to help protect our environment so that you not only can enjoy it, but the generations to come will be able to enjoy it. And last count, we have been able to raise something like $5.5 million just from the levy alone to be able to capitalize our fund. And so we are at a place now where we are seeking an advancement in finding funds to put in our fund to do all the things that are necessary for our environmental sustainability.
He emphasized that as a small island jurisdiction highly exposed to the climate's impacts, the BVI requires sustained and flexible funding to safeguard vulnerable communities and critical infrastructure. During his presentation, Dr. Pickering appealed for greater foreign assistance, stressing that the BVI should have access to additional international support, particularly during emergencies or severe climate-related events.
Is by putting at the forefront our climate change trust fund. We are saying to you, we have done as much as we can do. We've gone as far as we can go in terms of being able to fund ourselves. We need help now to be able to move forward. We have established a structure that we think other countries can emulate to get us to this point. And if we are successful in the next step, then other countries in the Caribbean, small island developing states, overseas countries themselves can just pick up the ball from where we have come to be able to advance the whole agenda of being able to access those funds. So the Global Climate Fund, the Green Fund, all of those names mean little or nothing to us because we don't have the opportunity that is available vis-a-vis the human resource manpower to be able to access the funding. And that is one of the things that we are here, so soliciting help in that we are telling you we've done our part. Others can follow our path, but we need now help to take us to the next level to be able to access those funds.
As climate risks intensify across the Eastern Caribbean, the OECS has reaffirmed its commitment to working collectively on resilience and resource mobilization, an effort reflected in discussions as Dr. Pickering's call for expanding access to emergency climate funding. Also on the regional scene, the region is making significant steps in its education transformation agenda. That's with the recent virtual launch of the digital harmonized primary curriculum on the OECS Learning Hub. More in this report.
The Organization of Eastern Caribbean States has officially launched its Digital Harmonized Primary Curriculum, DOHPC, marking what regional leaders describe as a major step forward in reshaping education across member states. The virtual launch took place this week on the OECS Learning Hub, drawing educators, policymakers, and partners from across the region. Director General of the OECS Commission, Dr. Didicus Jules, emphasized that the curriculum represents a bold stride in the region's education transformation agenda.
This initiative epitomizes what harmonization truly means. Member states standing shoulder to shoulder, pooling their expertise and resources. Educators across islands co-creating content and pedagogy with shared commitment. The most innovative classroom teachers who are actively shaping exciting learning experiences emanating from their deep-seated love of their students, contributing their innovations. And partners and donors trusting and enabling local leadership rather than prescribing from afar. This is the OECS way. Collective leadership with indigenous innovation at its core. Education transformation is not an imported script. It is the expression of our collective intelligence, our resilience, and our ability to learn, adapt, and lead. The OECS Learning Hub and this digital curriculum are living testaments that the Caribbean mind is not waiting to be rescued, it is ready to lead.
Described as a landmark achievement, head of the Human and Social Division at the OECS Commission, Cicera Simon highlighted the extensive collaboration behind the project, noting that more than 150 educators from across the region contributed to the development of the curriculum's digital content, learning outcomes, and instructional guides.
The collective wisdom has given us a curriculum that is rigorous, relevant, and deeply connected to the lives of our children. This curriculum is a shared promise, a promise that every child in every OECS classroom will have access to high-quality learning materials that reflect our cultures, our histories, and our aspirations. A teacher in Antigua and Barbuda can now draw on resources that speak to the geography of St. Lucia or the traditions of Grenada. We are teaching content with cultural connections, cultivating critical competencies. To support this transformation, we launched MyPD, comprehensive professional development program that prepared educators to navigate, implement, and enrich the curriculum with confidence. To date, over 1,500 teachers across the region have accessed the platform. And behind the scenes, a dynamic team of young, enterprising OECS technologists and designers infuse the platform with artificial intelligence and immersive features, making it intuitive, accessible, and alive.
The Digital Harmonized Primary Curriculum aims to streamline primary education across member states while enhancing student engagement and supporting modern technology-integrated teaching.
And that's it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for updates at 284media.com, like us on Facebook at 284media, and 284BVI on Instagram and X, formerly Twitter. I am Jaco Whitting Donovan, and I will see you again next week. So have yourself a safe and enjoyable weekend. Goodbye.